Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
So, once again, going to work, it's really, you kind of get frustrated about going to work sometimes because it's like, we have to deal with a lot of shoplifters. I don't know, I've never, this is my first, well, not my first, this is my second retail job. But when I worked in Radio Shack, they, oddly enough, like I said, Radio Shacks in poor areas do good because of all the cell phone sales. Radio Shacks in nice areas didn't do well because you got people who come in and, they want to stretch their buck. I mean, rich people stay rich for a reason. They haggle and they, and quite frankly, I mean, Radio Shack, in the age of the internet, a store like Radio Shack, people are like, well, fuck, I can get the same thing on eBay for, a third of the price, or I can, order something from a website that, has it, why am I going to pay $25 for an HDMI cord when I can buy one online for $3? And those people were right. Those people were very, very right. So, like I said, working in a poor area, and it is a store that it's the only corporate entity in the area. Like I think I mentioned in another one of these vlogs, but if I haven't, there was a supermarket by us, and up here in Rochester, one of the big supermarket chains is a place called Tops. Well, the Tops store shut down. They couldn't deal with the business anymore because there's people stealing, and so when they're closing, or they've closed, and they're in the process of closing right now. So now we are the sole corporate entity in the area. If you're not driving, if you can drive, yeah, you can go a couple miles down the road to a Walmart or to, any other, I just use Walmart. Walmart is evil. Yes, Walmart is the fucking devil. But, if you're looking to save a couple of bucks. So, where I work tends to have more of a convenience store pricing. They know the people in the area don't have the resources to drive out a little further and go to a place that the prices are a little lower. So, things that I know as a consumer are sold, and this is not a plug, but I buy Red Baron pizza, where in Walmart I buy the Red Baron pizza for $3, or even the more fancier ones are $3.50. At my store they sell for $6. So there is a lot of shoplifting, and it's disgusting. It really is. It makes you lose faith in humanity. It makes you, when you see parents who have taught their kids how to shoplift, or parents who have used their kids to shoplift. Like if they come in with a baby carriage and they put something in the cart, or they hide it under the baby or besides the baby, or if the baby wants a candy and they kind of they tell the kid to put the candy in their pocket or something like that. You're obviously you're gonna approach a parent. You really have no say when it comes to like a child. And then of course, if the child gets caught with something on them, and let's just say you somehow, what are you going to do? You can't punish a child. A child, my child just grabbed it, I'm sorry. And so, there are professional shoplifters. There are people who come into our store and, they'll have a bag with them, purse or a knapsack, whatever, and then you go to an area where they were loitering around, and cause they'll come at times where they know the store is busy, they know no one's there really to keep an eye on them, and we do have security, but it's private security, and quite frankly, the private security is a part-time guy, so he's not there all the hours that we don't have security all the hours that we need security. So there are people who will be more than happy to come in, and they look and they see the security guard isn't there, and they go in and they have a fucking field day, and you go to an area where there's items that the thieves like to steal, like condoms. That's a big targeted item. Deodorant, surprisingly enough, I know that surprises a lot of people when I say that. Deodorant, of the other stores aren't in the ghetto, and we are. So the store takes these hits, and I know, it's very easy to say, oh well, it's not your money, it's not your, but you kind of take it personal. I mean, when you go to work, even if I have issues with my employer, them and I, because obviously we have an arrangement. You know what I'm saying? I represent the company, which, it sounds funny saying that now that I kind of like bash where I work, but, when someone takes from your store, you take it a little personal. I know you shouldn't. If you're a cop and you deal with people who commit crimes, I mean, you kind of take it personal, even though if you're a cop, you shouldn't take it personal, because people are just lowlives and they're going to commit crimes. But you do kind of take it personally. You feel like, oh, this person thinks they could just come into my store and do whatever the fuck they want, and so it rubs you the wrong way, and it makes you lose faith in humanity. And like I said, you got people that are professional shoplifters, people who know to when to come in or how to check the store out to let them know when it's time to steal. They steal large. It's not just, they're not stealing one or two items. They're stealing a shelf of items. So they're stealing enough. And so then you got the other group of people who steal are people who will take an item out of the package, take it out of the package, and then put it on their person. And especially if it's a woman's purse, you can get away with that, because let's just say, you check, somehow you magically get the authority to check someone's purse, because you don't. With laws and privacy and stuff like that, we don't have the right to just check someone's purse. But if you go and someone has, some sort of medicine in their purse, and it's sitting there, but what's not to say that wasn't in their purse at the time? I mean, there are women who walk around with medicine in their purse. So they'll take it out of the packaging and then put it on their person. And I guess even if someone has, medicine in their pocket, I mean, can you really question that? Maybe, you can't. There is a plausible deniability of having medicine on you or whatever item is being stolen. So they go, if you catch them, they do, and of course now if the person has, 6 packages of medicine, then you can say, okay, well, obviously this person's a thief, because no one's going to walk out of their house with 6 packages of medicine on them. But they leave the packaging behind, which I don't know if this is done on purpose, but being the person that works in a retail store, of course you get disgusted by shoplifters, but if you have the packaging, at least where I work, there's a way for you to enter it into the computer, so you can keep the inventory up to date by letting the inventory know that, this was a stolen item. And of course it's not preferable. Nobody wants things to get stolen. But at least if you have an empty package, it's easy for you to ring up and go, okay, well, we were supposed to have 20 of them. We only have 10. The other 10 were stolen. And not that. And when I say no one's leaving 10 packages behind. But you know what I mean. If you're supposed to have 20 and we find out one is stolen, you could at least account for it, for the inventory. When you're doing the inventory and inventory says you're supposed to have 20 and you only count 19, at least when you have that empty box, you can say, oh, okay, here's number 20. That was never sold, it was stolen. And once you go to work, there's a waiting area. There are people who come and get their prescription, and they'll come in with the prescription in their hand, and the pharmacist says, well, give me 20 minutes and I'll fill the prescription. Which every other business, I mean, that's legitimate and everything like that. So there's a little waiting area, and there are people who, if they know they're not being watched, will treat the waiting area like a lounge. They will. At least once a day I can go into the waiting area and find a magazine or a newspaper. And actually that doesn't, like, it bothers me, but it doesn't bother me. Obviously, if you're going to buy a magazine, I don't think you want to buy a magazine that looks like it's been rifled through, or looks like it's been read. So, I mean, but at least if you're that desperate, you'll buy a magazine that kind of looks like it. You generally won't, but you know, at least a magazine is something that you kind of use and you can put back. But there are people I've seen open snacks, you know, that I know weren't paid for. You know what I'm saying? I know they weren't paid for because they're half-eaten. Nobody in their right mind. If you bought a legitimate snack and you paid for it, nobody in their right mind, and I know I'm a fat bastard, nobody just leaves half a pack of, you know, candy, or half a pack of crackers, or half a pack of cookies. You know, they opened it, they took what they could take, you know, for the time that they waited. And you know, I've gone into the, you know, our soft drink cooler, and there are people who drank the soft drink out of the soft drink cooler, and then put the empty can back, or the half-drank can back, just so, you know, they're not like caught walking around the store, the pop, the soda, whatever you want to call it. And like I said, that makes you lose faith in humanity. These are people who are obviously in the store and have just kind of, like, obviously by their actions said, you know what, fuck this, fuck these people, fuck everything they represent. You know, I'm going to take it out on this corporate entity and just take what I want. And you know, you tell me that doesn't, you know, weigh you down. It doesn't kind of get on your nerves. And I know obviously it shouldn't, but it does. And you know, you deal with people that, you know, just fucking lowlifes. And people come in the store and they want to haggle you on price, and they get yelled at you. It's like, dude, I just work here. How you know? I'm in no way, shape, or form in charge of the prices of items. I just work here. You know, right to corporate. So, I'm here at work. I'll bid you adieu. Don't be a stranger.